Good morning and welcome to all our viewers to Dharmapala College grounds here in Panipitya for the Mercantile E-Division game between Brandix Essentials and David Pieris Group B. So the two umpires for the game today will be Amal Malavarachi and Vasanta Vanyararchi, and the match referee will be Kamri Disanaika. So it's sad to say that the game will be played just for 7 overs as the heavy overnight rain make the outfield rather soggy and the wicket quite wet, but the ground staff had done a wonderful job at least to give us 7 overs of play in this first game for the day. So it's going to be interesting as we go down for the toss. There is Osada down there, Osada Bandara down with the match referee Gamni Disanaika and the two captains Dilshan Pieris of David Pieris and Madhava Munavera of Brandix.
Right, so it's a late toss here at Dharmapala College grounds, but we got a game in our hands. So I got here with me the two captains, the captain of David Pieris B team and Brandix Essentials, and of course our match referee for today's game, Mr. Gamini Disanaika. So I believe the Brandix captain has a coin and he'll give it a toss. Heads. Heads is a call.
Tails.
Tails it is. So Brandix captain, what's it going to be?
So we are going to ball first today.
Any particular reason behind the decision? Was that decision set right from the morning, or did it change after the game was finalized for 7 overs?
It was the plan in the very beginning because of the wet outfield as well as the water of the pitch of the conditions of the ground. So we thought that the second innings would be much better in this pitch to batting throughout the innings. So that's why.
Right, so thank you and good luck. David Pieris, captain, having to bat first on this surface in a 7 overs game. What's your take on that?
We hope to bowl first. Unfortunately, we lost and go to bat. We hope a good score to put the boat.
So 7 overs, what do you think would be a good score?
Yeah, we hope 60, 70 runs in our 7 overs.
Thank you and good luck. Right, so that's the news from the centre. So Brandix have won the toss and they've elected to bowl first.
There you are. We heard Osada Bandara telling us from the centre that Brandix Essential won the toss and decided to field first, so allowing David Pieris Group B to take first lead of the wicket. There you see the teams. Brandix, Madhava Munavera, Hesan Chandra, Lakshan Amrasurya, Mushif Multan, Naveen Darshana, Praveen Sandeep, Rantika Dilshan, Sanders Pereira, Shehan Mudushanka, Shalon Rodrigo, Vishka Ranasinghe and Udan Pereira. So that's the Brandix squad for today's game. As we see now, we will see the David Pieris Group team. Dilshan Pieris, the captain, Amalaja Wadana, Kasun Sanjay, Lakne Savindra Prasad, Niroshan, Tilana Gekia, Vihanga Chainath, Kasun Shamal, Tambiraja, Feroz Ahmad, Dilshan, and Rajita Lakshan. So that's the David Pieris 12 for today's game. As we the two umpires, that's Amal Malvarachi and Vasanta Vanyarachi, taking the field. Well, just to remind all our viewers, this is a 7-over game, and the power play will be for 2.1 overs. It's very essential. 2 bowlers will be allowed to bowl 2 overs each, and the others will be allowed just 1 over. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what David Pieris Group B team will want to get in these 7 overs, and the captain said during the toss they're expecting to get around 60 to 70 runs, which will be a good total. That's about 10 runs per over. If they get 70 on the board, that will put definitely a lot of pressure on Brandix Essential batters when they come into bat. Let's see the Brandix Essential team about to take the field. 2 umpires, Amal Malvarachi and Vasanta Vanyarachi at the centre. The outfield might be pretty slow after heavy overnight rain, and The scoring opportunities will be restricted, but still we'll have to wait and see. But this ground looks very good. Huge grounds here at Dharmapala College Grounds, Panipitia. You see the last minute hugs and discussions with the Brandix Essential team. They're walking in now. So the two batters also have taken the field. Naveen is going to start bowling from the pavilion end. Just 7 overs per team. So it's definitely going to be a bang bang from the very first delivery. David Pieris group, the B team, will be batting first. They've been put into bat by Brandix Essentials. Naveen going to bowl the first delivery. Be bowling from the pavilion end here at Dharmapala College, Panipitia grounds. Just to give the feel to you, there is a third man, cover point, extra cover, wide extra cover, mid-off, and a deep mid-off. That's the offside field. There is a mid-on, a mid-wicket, and a short fine leg. So it's a 6-3 field. Bowling the first delivery of the 7-over game. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how David Pieris batters are going to adjust themselves from the normal 20-over game into a 7-over game. So here we go, the first delivery of the innings. Naveen, right arm over the left arm or right arm over the wicket. Wide outside the off stump. Goes to the wicketkeeper, no run. Cindy Roshan is on strike. That's it up Ashley, but clearing the mid-on fielder. That's going towards the boundary. That's gone to the boundary for 4. So he gets off the mark. That's Prasad Niroshan gets off the mark. And David Pieris group team also gets off the mark. 4 runs on the board. The second delivery of the game. He hit it over mid-on. Beat the fielder quite easily into the boundary. Well, the outfield seems to be travelling well. Even though we had a big shower yesterday. Naveen again, right arm over the wicket. Bowling to Prasad Niroshan. Again, just a wild swing, but didn't get hold of it properly. And it's given out, it's run out. A good throw, collected and a direct hit. So Prasad Niroshan has to walk back. That's the first wicket to fall with the 4 runs on the board. Well, they see a good bit of fielding there. They see that a good throw, direct hit. Gets Prasad Niroshan short of the ground, and he got to walk back. So David Pieris group losing their first wicket at 4, just after 3 deliveries, 4 for 1. Navin Darshana bowling his first over. Just 3 fielders allowed outside the circle. We have a mid-wicket. We have a third man right on the boundary. And sweeper cover. Looks like he's to be brought in to the 30-yard circle. So that's Vihanga Jayanama. 20 matches, 469 runs. 74 being his highest, average of 27.59, a strike rate of 81.85 with 3 50s. Fairly decent performance. Jayanama, he's on strike, will be facing to Darshana. Well, I think he's Tilina. Gikianage. He's on strike. They see Darshana, 14 games, 7 wickets, 2 for 14 being his best, economy of 5.88. Fairly decent performance by him. It's again well pitched up, trying to have a swing at it. Didn't get hold of it, goes towards mid-wicket. Manages to get a single. So Tilana gets off the mark. 5 runs on the board for David Pieris group. Just a delivery remaining in this first over. Fairly decent over up to now. Just 5 runs given. So it's Vihanga. He's on strike. Left-hander taking guard from umpire Vasanta Vaniarachi. There you see Vihanga, 469 runs, 74 being his highest. Needs to get some runs today. Navin Darshana, final delivery of the first over. That short is an hit away. Mid on. That's going towards the boundary. 4 more runs to the total. Vihanga gets off the mark with that boundary. So that's the end of that first over. 9 runs coming off it. So David Pieris group 9 for 1 after 1. They see the betting card. Prasad Niroshan was run out for 4. Tirinagi Kianage is on 1. And Vihanga Jayanama on 4. So 1 over gone. 9 runs on the board. David Pieris group looking for a total of around 60 to 70. That's what their captain said at the toss. Ishan Sanjay bowling from the scoreboard end here at Dharmapala College Panipitiya grounds. 31 wickets of 24 innings, 3 for 11 is best, 5 3-wicket hauls. Done pretty well. Ishan Sanjay, left arm round the wicket, short, but ball is definitely holding up a bit due to the heavy rainfall yesterday, making everything pretty slow to come. You got to wait for it. That's a good delivery again. 2 dot deliveries. Tirinagi Kianage. he got to understand, look at the slowness of the delivery, wait for it to play his shots, get off the back foot. Sanjay, short again, that one turning away from the batter. Need to watch the ball properly. A lot of noise coming from the dressing rooms. Geeky and again, missing 3 deliveries, 3 dot deliveries up to now. That's pitched up, hit up Ashley. That's a good shot. That's gone over. That's gone over the rope. Sanjay pitched it up to him. I thought that shortish delivery was helping him a bit. But this one, he pitched it up and over pitch, nicely taken by Tirana Geeky and again. He hit it over mid-off. Now you see a change in the field, both mid-on and mid-off put right on the boundary, so the 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. So Hishan Sanjay again pitched up, gets the edge and goes down to the short third man region, gets a single. So a no ball signaled, so that could be a free hit. Yes, it is. A free hit, an opportunity for Vihanga to get some runs. Yeah, see, go overstepping. Oh, that's a big no ball, no doubt. So opportunity for David Pieris crew to get some runs to their total. 17 on the board. We are in the second over of the innings. Isan Sanjay. That's a shortish delivery. That should be the length he should be attacking. Because if you pitch it up to him, definitely they're going to go over the top. 17 on the board. So that free hit just wasted away. Not a single run taken from the free hit. It's again shortish. Get off the back foot, but cut away. That could be a run out and another wicket to fall. That's Vihanga Jainama has to walk back. He's out for 4. Run out again. 2 run outs in this David Pieris group innings. 17 on the board. 2 overs gone. It's 17 for 2. So 17 for 2 after 2 overs. David Pieris group. They need to get some runs. 60 to 70 runs in their 7 overs if they got to put a lot of pressure on Brandix Essentials. Well, it's the third over of the innings. Tirinagi Kianage is on 8. One more delivery left in the power play. 2.1 overs. That's pulled away nicely, but straight towards mid-on. They managed to get a single. $18 on the board for David Pieris crew. Navin Darshana bowling the second over, his second over, third over of the innings. So he'll be one bowler who is bowling 2 overs. Kasun Sanjay, the new batter, 338 runs, has been 41 not out. Navin Darshana is bowling his second over, so one more bowler will be allowed to bowl 2 overs in this innings. Short and got the edge, inside edge. The wicketkeeper couldn't collect it neatly. The bat has crossed over for a single. So Sanjay gets off the mark. 19 on the board. 19 for 2. Navin Darshana bowling his second over. 11 runs gone away from his bowling up to now. Again, trying to swing at it, didn't get hold of it, goes down towards short fine leg, gets a single. Geeky again moves on to 10. Double figures, he is 20 on the board for David Pieris group. 3 singles up to now in this over. Well, definitely they need more than that. Again, a shortish delivery. Well, I think that is the type of length they should be trying to bowl at, just short of length, rather than keeping it up, because the ball is not coming into the bat, and the batsman got to watch it very carefully. 4 singles in this over. Fairly decent over up to now. That's a good delivery, a Yorker length one. Forcefully driven in towards the deep mid-on. They get a single. So Geeky again moves on to 11. Sanjay on 2. 22 for 2. One more delivery to complete the third over. Just 5 runs coming off this over up to now. That hit uppishly. Dropping short of deep mid-off fielder. They get a single. So that's a decent over. Just 6 runs coming off it. Navin Darshana completing his second over. None for 15 for him. 23 on the board for David Pieris group. 23 for 2 after 3 overs. So there you see the bowling card. Navin Darshana bowling 2 overs, 15 runs for none. Hassan Sanjay 1 over, given away 8 runs. So decent bowling performance up to now. First wicket fell at 2 and second at 17, both run outs. Just a run rate of 7.67. Definitely David Pieris group must be wanting more than that. They need to keep at least 10 runs per over target to put a lot of pressure on Brandix Essentials when they go into bat. Hassan Sanjay. So he'll be the other bowler who's going to bowl the second over. Just a swing at it. That's exactly what he got to do, just drop it short. Because if you over-pitch it, definitely giving more opportunity for the batter to hit it over the top. Just short of length. Hassan Sanjay. That's a better delivery. Hit uppishly. They could be caught this time. Fielder getting underneath. Yes, it is. So Sanjay has to go. The third wicket to fall at 23 for David Pieris group. Hassan Sanjay walking back for 3. Good bit of bowling by Hassan Sanjay. David Pieris group 23 for 3. Desi caught by Mushfiq Munafa of Hassan Sanjay for 3. That's Hassan Sanjay walking back. 23 for 3 after 3.2 overs. Hassan Sanjay bowled his first over, gave away 8 runs, which had a 6 in it. Now, these 2 deliveries, not a single run scored of it. Dilshan Pieris, the captain, has walked in. Left-hander will be facing to left arm. Hassan Sanjay is bowling left arm over the wicket to Dilshan Pieris, the left-hander. That's a good delivery. Driven firmly down towards deep mid-on. They get a single. Sanjay. Cut to ball just short of length. Allow the batsman to get into the back foot, because most of these batsmen try to come down and hit him over the top. That's hit uppishly again, but this time safe down towards the deep extra cover. Gets a single, taking the score to 25. Just 4 deliveries gone in this over, just 2 runs coming off it. (25 for 3). David Pieris group being put into bat here. That's a good delivery, a quicker one. Dilshan Pieris having a swing at it, misses it completely. 2 runs coming in this over up to now. Good bit of bowling there. Sasan Sanjay. That's over pitched and bowled him. So that's another wicket to him. Just 2 runs coming, 2 wickets in this over. And David Pieris group losing their 4th wicket, 25 for 4. And that's Dilshan Pieris, the captain, has to walk back. Just a run under his name. So that's the end of the 4th over. It's 25 for 4. So
not the start David Pieris wanted. 4 overs, 25 for 4. Remember, it's a 7 over game. Got 3 more overs remaining at the coin toss. The captain did mention that they were looking for anything around 60-70, but as of now, with almost half the side back in the pavilion for 4 down for 25, 60-70 runs at this stage seems a bit far-fetched for David Pieris, but a lot can happen in these 3 overs. So we'll see. Kasun Shamal and Thilinagi obviously been there for 11 deliveries. Has a proper understanding. Now from the looks of it, the ball is not coming on smoothly onto the bat. There is a bit delayness. This is Kasun Shamal. 29 matches, 307 runs for him with a high score of 49. And they need some big blows here. David Pieris, you really need to make sure that they're getting at least 50. Above 50 in these 7 overs. Shehan Madhushankar, 9 matches, 12 wickets for him. Here we go, the 5th over. Yeah, punched on the ground, but there is protection, but it might go all the way for a boundary. Yes, it does. Thilinagi Kianage. Now, this is exactly what I mentioned. He's been out there for almost 2 overs, so he has a proper understanding of what to expect from these bowlers, what to expect from these conditions. Now, the good thing about this shot is he played it as straight as possible. Both long on and long off in position had no chance whatsoever. Straight as an arrow from Thilinagi Kianage. He moves into 16 now, 29 runs on the board. And once again, touch too early to his shot, Thilinagi Kianage. That is something that we've seen right throughout these 4.2 overs. The batters anticipating that the ball would come in at a certain speed, but once it lands on the surface, there is this bit of hold up on the surface. Touch to full on the offside. Yeah, just a single. Now this time they will go for the 2nd run, courtesy of an overthrow. But not good run in between the wickets again. There were a couple of runs there. The ball is not travelling fast in the outfield, especially on the offside for the right hander. There's value for your shots if you're running between the wickets well. Otherwise, there is a bit of tardiness on the surface when it comes to the ball travelling all the way towards the boundary. And once again, the ball just kept low that time. And again, way too early to his shot. Not an easy surface to bat. And I think this is exactly the reason as to why the Brandix Essentials captain did mention at the coin toss, because of the wet conditions, they are opting to bowl first. Due to this exact reason.
That was powerfully struck. And that's gone all the way for a boundary. Second boundary in this over. And once again through the offside. And this time just touched too full from Shehan Madhushankar. And just hammered away on the offside. Driven to the perfection. There we go. Just few steps down the ground. But the fielder at covers may have had a very tough chance of stopping that, but that ball just went in like a flash. Right, so 12 runs, or rather 10 runs from this over. And again, through the offside he goes. Back-to-back boundaries for Thilinagi Kianage. Just touch to short this time from Shehan Madhushankar, but he waited till that ball comes on to his bat and just carved it through that offside. There we go. Just waited till that ball nicely to come on to his bat. And was careful enough to play it away from that fielder. Right, so 3 boundaries in this over. So 14 runs from this over. We've got one more delivery to go. Quite a bit of discussions going around at the moment. They were in this game, Brandix, but now David Pieris 40 for 4 now. Last ball of this over. Ah, that's a good shot. That's gone all the way for a 6. What a way to finish things off in this over. 3 fours and a 6. And 21 runs coming off from this over from Shehan Madhushankar. And it's Thilinagi Kianage who's hammering the balls at the moment. 5 overs completed, 46 for 4. There we go, just a small shuffle towards his off stump. Down on one knee and just carved it through that right in between Sportylk and deep mid wicket. 5 overs done, 46 for 4. Amal Malba Arachi and Vasantavarni Arachi, the 2 captains, or rather the 2 umpires of today's game. With Mr. Gamni Disanaik as a match referee. Right, so Randika Dilshan. 9 matches, 13 wickets. Punched on the ground and gone all the way for a 6. What a way to start things off in this over. Yeah, once again, touch too full from Randika Dilshan. Let's have a look at that again. Yeah, touch too full. You got to ball it touch too short here. That's how the surface has been doing well, and that's how the bowlers have been succeeding in this 5 overs so far. You've got to bowl in this good length region because there's this bit hold up on the surface. And this time it's Kasun Shamal. First ball he faced down the ground for a 6. Was there an edge? Ah, yes, the finger goes up. So the 5th wicket goes down. Soon after the wicket, Randika Dilshan comes back with the wicket. And David Pieris now 52 for 5 in 5.2 overs. And Randika Dilshan with the breakthrough and his 2nd delivery of the over. Kasun Shamal, he's scored for 6 of 2 deliveries. Randika Dilshan with the breakthrough. And Lishan Amarasinghe, the wicketkeeper, taking a good catch to get the 5th wicket. Right, so half the side back in the pavilion for David Pieris. In comes Amila Jayawardene. 13 matches, 159 runs with a high score of 51. Now that's where the strike rate 95, fairly good. And that is exactly what they need at this stage of the game. A batter with a good strike rate to finish things off properly here. Right, so 10 legal deliveries remaining for David Pieris. Here's Amila Jayawardene to face his first delivery. Ah, that's a good shot. This might go all the way for a 6. Yeah, it does. First ball. Amila Jayawardene gets it across deep mid wicket and gets it across for a maximum. Just the kind of start that they wanted in this over. Randika Dilshan. First ball went for a 6. Second ball a wicket. And now the third ball once again. Not the fullest delivery, but still Amila was in a really good position. He was shuffled across. He was waiting for that delivery. His front foot was across. So he was waiting for that delivery to play it across his arc. And he gets a 6. So 58 runs on the board now. The projected score at this stage tells us that they might end up on 74. Which would be a good score on this surface. But they got to be extremely canny and smart with the ball in hand as well. Full. Once again. This time onto the onside. Just a single, but straight into the hands of the field. A good call there from Amila Jayawardene. Settling for just a single. Now 21 runs came off the last over. And now 13 runs from this over. With 2 more deliveries to go. Thilinagi Kianagi is on 32 of just 18 deliveries, striking the ball well. He needs to stay out there in the middle as much as possible. And still a single once again. A missed opportunity. Just off the mark from Randika Dilshan onto the leg side. Could have just easily glided that ball down towards the fine leg region. Couldn't really capitalize on that time. Thilinagi Kianagi. A good delivery. That's a really good delivery. Right into the block hole from Randika Dilshan. Nicely tossed up as well. That's the end of the over. 6 overs done. 1 more to go. David Pieris 60 for 5. Thilinagi Kianagi, the only standout batter in this David Pieris batting card so far. 33 of 19 with 3 fours and couple of sixes with a staggering strike rate of 173. Just what the doctor ordered for David Pieris. Last over now. And Praveen Sandeepa has been brought in from Brandix to bowl this last over. And Thilinagi Kianagi, rightly so, he is on strike. What can he do in this last over? Praveen Sandeepa, 17 matches, 22 wickets for him. So they opting to go with a fast bowler to finish things off here. There we go, the last over, 60 for 5. The slower delivery, up in there, and taken a wicket off the first ball. Once again, batter was well and truly early to his shot. Thilinagi Kianagi couldn't really capitalize on properly that time. Let's have a look at that again. He was there to be hit there once again. He was way too early to his shot. There is this bit of hold up on the surface. Once it lands, there is this bit hold up. And being out there for 19 deliveries, I thought the batter Thilinagi Kianagi would have understood his assignment there, but he's gone for 33 of 20 deliveries. A good knock under pressure from Thilinagi Kianagi. And now it's 60 for 6. Oh, nicely done, and they're running. More runs coming in, overthrows, couple of runs there. Bye signal by the umpire. Right, so far, no harm done. Here's Praveen Sandeepa to bowl the third delivery. Inside edge, another quick single this time. They won't mind the singles at this stage, Brandix, and they will be pretty happy if these two batters can settle in with just singles. Another very thick inside edge. Right, so 63 for 6. Here's Praveen Sandeepa. Punch on the ground. Could be a wicket. Yes, it is. Second wicket in the over. Amila Javardhan trying to clear that boundary on the offside, but this time around just couldn't get the ball past the 30-yard circle. So Praveen Sandeepa picks up his second wicket. Once again, just touched too full. It was there to be hit. But would have been ideal if he had played that shot onto the onside rather than trying to carve that ball through the offside. So the seventh wicket goes down, 63 for 7. Amila Javardhan, the latest to return back to the pavilion. He's gone for 7, and Praveen Sandeepa picks up his second wicket. SW Surendra, new man in for David Pieris. Punched on the ground. Could be another single. Just a single. That puts Feroz Ahmed on strike for the last delivery. So 4 runs and a couple of wickets in this over. Last ball of this over. This could be another wicket. And it is taken. So what a wonderful last over from Praveen Sandeepa. Just a couple of runs and 3 wickets in the over. Just what they wanted. The Brandix, they started off well and they finished things off on a higher note as well. And they would feel pretty confident when they walked out to bat out there in the middle, having to chase down a total of 65 runs in 7 overs, because that momentum, that confidence is with them, because they did well with the ball. To get 3 wickets in the last over and to restrict David Pieris for just 64 runs in their 7 overs. Nevertheless, it was a good comeback from David Pieris. After how they started off, it was a bit of a shaky start for David Pieris. But in those middle overs, the middle 2 to 3 overs, especially with the likes of Amila Kirage, who batted well to get 33 runs, really made sure that their bowlers would have something to bowl at, something to defend. So they would take that any day, 64. And they will feel that they have a score on the board where they can give a good fight against Brandix. Now, here's how it looks like the David Pieris batting card. 33 for Tilinagi Kirage, 33 of 20. But none of the other batters were able to get to that double figures, as they were restricted for 64. For the loss of 8 wickets in just 7 overs. And having a look at the bowling performances, 3 wickets for Praveen Sandeepa. He's the standard performer with the ball in hand, picking up 3 wickets in his last over. And then Randika Dilshan picking up 1 for 14, and Harshan Sanjay picking up 2 for 10 runs in a couple of overs as well. So there we go, Brandix, they need 65 runs. So let's have a look at the highlights of this innings. As I mentioned earlier, the 2 umpires, Amal Malavarachi and Vasant Vanyarachi, the 2 umpires. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it was a bit of a shaky start for David Pieris. The runs came in, yes, but the wickets started to tumble, and at one stage, they were 4 down for just 20-odd runs at the end of over number 3. But in came Amilagi Kirage and that middle over, who started off well, who really made sure that their bowlers will have something to defend. This was Amilagi Kirage, who really made sure that they have something on the board, some good running between the wickets, especially at the start. But then 2 run-outs really set them right on the back foot, the David Pieris. There was some good bowling efforts right from the start from Brandix, but they couldn't really capitalize on continuing that momentum in those middle overs. As Amilagi Kiyanage really played some good shots all around the park, especially on the offside. Whenever the ball is full on the offside, he would go after that delivery. He would powerfully carve that ball through the covers region. And we've seen some really good shots from the Brandix, the middle order. Really made sure that their bowlers will have something to defend, something to bowl at. And then this was his last over, a clinical last over from the bowler, where he picked up 3 wickets and gave away only a couple of runs, including 2 byes as well. So it was a good effort, a good finish for Brandix, where they have that momentum, where they have that confidence heading into this run chase. But, of course, as I mentioned earlier, David Pieris, they would feel pretty confident with 64 runs, I beg your pardon, on the board as well. So there we go. That's the equation. Brandix will need 65 runs in 42 deliveries. So we'll take a short break and we'll be back with the run chase.
Welcome back to Dharmapala College Grounds, Panipitiya, here for the second innings of the second session, of course, the innings of Brandix Essentials. Well, there you see the target for them, 65 to get a 42 deliveries. David Pieris group been put into bat, managed to get 64 runs. It's definitely going to be an interesting game where Brandix Essentials needing to chase 65. They need to get 65 to win this game in 7 overs. That's somewhat just over 9 runs per over. So you see the 2 umpires, Amal Malwarachi and Vasanta Wanyarachi, taking the field, and David Pieris group also on the field. The 2 batters walking in there from Brandix Essentials, chasing a target of 65 to win this game in just 7 overs. It will be interesting to see how they get on with the chase. But they did feel well. They picked up all the catches needed. They took all the catches And that's umpire Wanyarachi standing in as the head umpire. So David Pieris group also starting their innings from the pavilion end. Target of 65 to win this game. What we noticed when we saw the batting of David Pieris group, the ball is not coming up to the bat. The bowlers got to think a lot. They should not overpitch. That's exactly what they did. Some of the bowlers did for Brandix Essentials and allowed David Pieris batters to go over the top. So David Pieris players would have realized that it's their ability to adjust themselves. As 65 needed. Here we go, the first over, the first delivery. Short and pushed away nicely. No run there. They need to get those singles. Those are important. If they go on to chase the 65 to win. Tirinagiki and Agay, who got the highest score of 33, is opening the attack for David Pieris group. Right arm over the wicket. Short again, pushed away this time. This time they go for the single and get it easily. That's Lashan Amrasinghe gets off the mark. And Brandix Essential gets off the mark. So it's Shalon Rodrigo. Well, just to give the feel to you, there is a short third man, cover point, extra cover, wide mid-off also in the circle, but deep mid-on, right on the boundary. And we have a mid-wicket and a short fine leg. That's outside the off stump and a wide being signal. So 2 runs on the board. Tirinagiki and Agay. He needs to concentrate, cannot afford to give wides. Current run rate 6.0, required run rate is 9.45 side. 63 needed of 40 deliveries now. Comes down again, pushed away on the offside, gets a single. That's good bit of bowling by Tirinagiki and Agay. 3 runs on the board for Brandix Essentials. They need to get a couple of good shots if they need to chase this target of 65 to win. Lashan Amrasinghe, 1,204 runs, highest being 106, average of 26.67. That's try to take it on the full, try to work it down the leg side, misses it completely. Good. There you see Tirinagiki and again 3 for 12 being his best, 3 wicket hauls. Fairly decent bowling performance by him. And in this game too, now just 2 runs. 3 runs given in this over up to now. 2 more deliveries remaining. Kiki and again to Lashan Amrasinghe. This time wide outside the off stump, but another wide delivery. Well, he got to concentrate a lot. Kiki and again cannot afford to bowl wide deliveries. Allowing the batters more time. Watching it very carefully. 4 runs on the board. That's nicely played by Geek, and that's gone to the mid-wicket boundary. Lovely shot by Amrasinghe. The score moves on to 8 with that boundary. He needs to work that ball away. Watch it very carefully. Put it away on the leg side between mid-on and mid-wicket. That was a good shot by Amrasinghe. Gets a boundary there. Takes the score on to 8. So Geek and again. And this time pushed away on the offside. They get a single. So that's the end of the first over. 9 runs on the board for Brandix Essential, chasing 65 to win this. 9 without loss. There I see Brandix Essential batting card. 9 without loss. Lashan Amrasinghe is on 6. Shelan Rodrigo on 1. 2 extras, 1 over gone, 9 on the board. Chasing a target of 65 to win this game. Current run rate of 9 per over. Required run rate 9.33. Well, they got their wickets intact. They can do it. David Pieris group cut to ball tight. You see the field for the new bowler. That's Thambiraja and Nityanandan. There is a third man. A cover point, extra cover, wide mid-off, a mid-off, and a deep mid-off right on the boundary. There is a deep mid-on, a mid-wicket, and a short fine leg. So that's again a 6-3 field. That's down the leg side. That's definitely a wide. 1 more run to the total. 9 on the board, 10 on the board now. On the board. Nityanandan. That's nicely put away. Off his toes. That's gone. That's a beautiful shot. That's gone over. Lashan Amrasinghe. That he did it beautifully. Worked it away nicely. You see that one. Put away beautifully. Watched it very carefully. Slightly over pitched. And worked away nicely over mid-wicket for 6. So he moves on to 12 and the score moves on to 16. Lashan Amrasinghe. He's on double figures. 49 needed of 35 deliveries. Thambiraja Nityanandan. Lashan Amrasinghe. He's on 12. Oh, that's a good delivery this time. Looked to be overconfident. Lashan Amrasinghe with that one. Left all these 3 stumps wide open. Well, he needs to go on the leg side. He was playing beautifully. Amrasinghe facing to Nityananda. Right arm round the wicket this time. Didn't get hold of it. Good bit of bowling that time. You got to get some runs. Current run rate 10.67. That's pretty good. But just 7 runs coming in this over. 3 more deliveries remaining. Short and put away nicely. This is going towards deep mid-on. Gets a single. So this brings Shelan Rodrigo on to strike. He's just faced 1 delivery up to now. Thambiraja Nityanandan, this one. To Rodrigo, beautiful shot straight down the ground. It's a long chase for the mid-on fielder. Just a single for him. He moves on to 2, 17 on the board. So 18 on the board after 1.5 overs. The chase is on the presses now. Good bit of batting by these 2 openers. Put on a good start now. Chasing 65 to win this game. Thambiraja Nityanandan. Final delivery of his over. That's nicely worked away towards short fine leg. They get a single. Well, 10 runs coming off that over. That's a good one for Brandix Essential. They are 24 no loss after the second over. There you see one more delivery for the power play. 19 on the board for Brandix Essential, chasing a target of 65 to win this game. Amara Singh on 14, he's on strike. He's been really hitting the ball well. Amila Jawadana, the new bowler. 46 runs needed of 30 deliveries. Amila Jawadana, 7 innings, 5 wickets, 2 for 18, being his best, economy of 6.52, average of 30.00. So Amila Jawadana will be bowling to Leshan Amarasinghe, who's on 14. That's a full toss. Easily picked it up. Put it over square leg for the boundary. Well, he cannot bowl like that. He cannot got to pitch it up. Full toss given. It's a gift for Leshan Amarasinghe. Picked it up well. Put it over square leg to the boundary for 4. There you see that replay of that. Watched it very carefully. Hit it very well. Went into the boundary for 4. 23 on the board. Well, now the power play is over. Well, David Pieris group can adjust their field, but they're still going with the same field. Oh no, they're adjusting that. Square leg put into the boundary, mid wicket put into the boundary. Well, that is the strong area of Leshan Amarasinghe. He's been getting runs from this area. They've covered it up well now. Amila Jawadana. That's one a good delivery, just short of length. That's the length they got to bowl. Well, just 23 on the board in 2.2 overs. Leshan Amarasinghe on 18 of 12 deliveries. Amila Jawadana, right arm over the wicket. Short and hit up Ashley. Could be caught this time. There is a fielder on the boundary. Takes it well. That's a good catch. So Leshan Amarasinghe has to walk back. And Brandix Essential losing their first wicket at 23. That's an important wicket of Leshan Amarasinghe. Amila Jawadana getting that wicket. And Brandix Essential 23 for 1. There you see it was taken by Kashan Shamal. Took a good catch. Watched it very carefully into his hands at the mid-on boundary. Amila Jawadana getting the wicket. 23 for 1. Brandix Essential chasing a target of 65 to win. It's a captain, I think. It's Madhava Munawera, the captain. That is going into bat. He'll be facing to Amila Jawadana. 42 runs needed of 27 deliveries. Got to be on the attack. They see 892 runs, 92 being his highest, average of 33.04 strike rate. That's what matters. 114.80. Has 750s. And he bowled him. First ball, he gets another one. Amila Jawadana. A slower delivery, tried to pull it away, missed it completely. Madhava Munawera, it's out for naught. Well, I thought it was coming through his bat, inside edge, into the stumps. Madhava Munawera, the captain, he walks back without scoring. Bowled by Amila Jawadana. Brandix Essential losing their second wicket. Very important over bowled by Amila Jawadana. Just 4 runs given off it. 4 deliveries gone now. 2 more deliveries remaining it. 23 for 2. Brandix Essential need runs at the moment. 42 needed of 26 deliveries. They need a couple of big hits. Amila Javodana has other ideas, keeping things tight for David Pieris group. Well, this is a hat-trick delivery. Amila Javodana. That one nicely played on the offside, but well fielded in the same time. That Mushfiq Mulafar gets off the mark with that. 24 on the board with that single, 24 for 2. That is a very good shot by Mulafar, but well fielded in the extra cover boundary. That was Leshan Amarasingha's big hit. Well watched and collected by Kasun Shamal. And then the very next delivery, Amila Javodana disturbing the stumps of Madhav Munavera. That's again Shilon Rodrigo trying to have a wild swing. That's the end of that over. Just 5 runs coming off it and 2 wickets. Amila Javodana has done a good job for David Pieris group. And Brandix Essentials 24 for 2 after 3.
Right, so 24 runs and a couple of wickets down for Brandix. We're still in the third over. And here's Kasun Sanjay to bowl his first over. On the offside he goes. All the way he goes. Mushfiq Mulafar has carved that through the offside for a maximum. Just the kind of start they wanted in this over. The first ball, short and wide on the offside and carved away through the covers for a maximum. There we go. Couldn't have asked for a better start to this over. Not that short, but still wide enough to free his arms. There we go. Mushfiq just trying the same exact kind of shot through the offside, but this time around the ball didn't bounce much and the pace was off as well. And again, this time, not the connection he wanted, but still good enough for a single. But I like this. Mushfiq Mulafar is trying to go after the bowling. 34 of 21 suggests that they might not need boundaries every delivery. They might not need to go for big shots each and every delivery. But this time, he goes down the ground. And it's a maximum. Second 6 in this over. And this time it's Shelan Rodrigo who has hammered that down the ground. So 13 runs from this over. There we go. Just touched to a full stand and deliver. Didn't really move much. Has a very strong base, Shelan. Stood there and delivered. And it goes all the way for a 6. So 13 from this over. And now just 28 more runs required of 20 deliveries. Brandix on 37 for the loss of 2 wickets. And now for the first time the required run, or rather the current run rate, have exceeded the required run rate. Now they need at around 8 or 8.5 runs per over. But they're going at in excess of 10 runs per over. So they're very well positioned here, Brandix. Remember, they played 3 games in this tournament so far and they've lost all 3 games. So coming into this game, this win will be a definite confident booster for them heading into the last couple of matches. So each team is supposed to play 6 matches. So these are our match officials. Mr. Gamini Disanaika and of course Mr. Amal Mallavarachi and Vasant Vanyarachi, the 2 umpires. Mr. Gamini of course is the match referee. And our scorers as well. And we're coming in with a new ball. There we go. Mr. Gamini Disanaika on the field. An experienced match official. Now this time, back-to-back 6s. And he's at a no ball. We'll wait for the confirmation. I don't think so, because that was way above the waistline. At least it just looked like as it was way above the waistline, but we'll wait for the official confirmation from the umpires. But I don't think that'll be a no ball. Oh yes, I think he's safe, but right decision there from the umpire. But look at that shot. So much power and boost behind that shot. And Sheldon Rodrigo gets 2 sixes on the trot. 19 runs from the over. Here we go, the last ball. Oh, it goes high up in there. Chance. And it's taken. So 19 runs and a wicket. Amilagi Kirage takes the catch. And the third wicket goes down for Brandix. But now, I fear, the damage is already done. 22 of 19, but this game could, well, I believe this game still hangs in balance and this could go either way. That was a rash shot. It was a smart bowling. He was bowling it wide outside the off stump. Saw the batter creating his own width, just moving towards his leg stump. But he held on to his line and length outside the off stump, and he got the prized wicket of Sheldon Rodrigo. So 3 down for 43, and that's the end of the 4th over. 22 more runs required of 18. Sheldon Rodrigo, he's gone for 14 off 6 with couple of sixes to his name, and Kasan Sanjay with the breakthrough. Right, so 4 overs done, 43 for 3. In comes Praveen Sandepa, who did well with the ball in hand to restrict David Pieris to just 64 runs. Did well in that last over. Oh, second run, got to hurry. Not the best of the throws, but good run in between the wickets. I think he would have been home either way. That's a good run in between the wickets. Good commitment there from Praveen Sandepa. Or rather, Mushfiq Mulafir. Heading into that danger end. That's powerfully struck. 4 it is. Mushfiq Mulafir this time again. On the offside. As Niroshan just bowling it wide outside the off stump. Plenty of width on offer for Mushfiq Mulafir to play it on the offside. Just had to get it past above the head of the fielder inside that 30-yard circle at the covers. Once he does that, it's a guaranteed 4. Nicely tossed up, a slower delivery. Good comeback from Prasad Niroshan. And now 7 runs from the first 3 deliveries. 15 more runs required. 15 deliveries remaining. It's anyone's game now. Of course, the odds are in favour of Brandix, I would say. 15 of 15. Any batting team would take that. And 50 on the board. More runs. Just on the bounce towards the fielder. Just a single. It's been a fascinating game. Obviously, very unfortunate. The game couldn't be conducted as a full 20 over game. Heavy rains right throughout yesterday. The ground staff did a commendable job to make sure that we would have something to watch, something to commentate, something for you to enjoy. And the 7 over game so far has been quite outstanding. And we've seen some really good cricket all throughout. Last ball of this over. In the gap. Might not go all the way for a boundary, but couple of runs on offer. Another good over for Brandix. 11 runs coming off from that over. 5 overs completed. 54 for 3. There we go. Quite the contrasting batting card compared to David Pieris. Only one batter got to the double figures, but look at this. a team effort, a collective effort. Leshan Amarasinghe 18, Shelan Rodrigo 14, and Mushfiq Mulafar now 16 of 8 deliveries. So the top order contributing. Brandix well on top here. $11 runs required of the last two. Last 2 overs, mind you. It's a 7-over game. And Tilina Geekianage, who bowled that first over, have been brought in to bowl this penultimate over. Right, so here we go. 11 runs required of the last 2 overs. A short pitch delivery, a slower delivery as well. Oh, that's very unfortunate. What happened there? The fielder just ran over the ball. Let's have a look at that again. A short pitch delivery, a slower delivery, whacked away through the gap. Oh, is that the captain? I don't think so, but still, a very poor effort in the field that time, especially when just 11 runs were required. Deep mid-wicket fielder. Now just 7 more runs required. Missed opportunity. Short and wide once again. So that seems to be the strategy of Tilina Geekianage. Even the last delivery that went for a boundary, the first delivery, was short and it was a slower delivery. It was just that it was just too much straight enough. And Mushfiq Mulafar almost anticipated that kind of a delivery from Tilina Geekianage. But this time around, the last delivery, or the second delivery of the over, right on track. And again, short and wide, just drifting away from the batter. Just out of the reach of Mushfiq Mulafar. So Tilina Geekianage, he learnt it the hard way. The first delivery, it was touched too straight. So got it hammered towards the mid-wicket. But the last 2 deliveries, wide outside the off-stump. Knowing that Mushfiq Mulafar doesn't really move across the wickets. He has a strong base. And that's where he's going to be. And he's going to stay in his base and just going to whack the ball whenever it's in his arc. A small shuffle this time from the batter, Mushfiq. And they're coming back for the second run. 10 round at the last moment. Good work, good call from Praveen Sandeepa. Now this is turning out to be a good over. Just 5 runs from it. But it's important for Tilina Geekianage to finish things off properly here. Nicely done. Worked away towards the offside for another single. Right, so 7 runs, or rather 6 runs from this over. And we got the last delivery coming in. Just a single. So 7 runs coming off from that over. And we're on to the last over. 4 runs required, 6 deliveries. It's anyone's game. But Brandix, I would say, would be feeling pretty comfortable heading into this last over with just 4 more runs required. 61 for 3 at the end of over number 6. Right, so here we go, the last over. Just 4 runs. Amila Javardhana being brought in to bowl the last over. He did well in his first over, picking up a couple of wickets and giving away only 5 runs. But he's got a lot more tougher job here to defend 4 runs. The fielders coming in. So we got a long on in position. Long on in position. And rest of the fielders seems to be up inside the 30-yard circle. Here we go, the last over. Is that a catch? Ah, and it's gone all the way. Has it gone all the way? What happened there? I think that was a brilliant fielding effort. Let's have a look at that again. There we go. Powerfully struck. For a moment I thought it had gone. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I think he's saved. Yeah, he saved a boundary. There we go. Just a couple of runs. Punch on the ground. This could be it. Coming back for the second run. And there we go. That's the win for Brandix after losing 3 games on the trot. They'll come back strongly here to record their first win in this tournament. And that too against David Pieris. But of course, David Pieris gave their everything just till the last over. Really made sure that they would give up a good fight before giving up. And just 4 runs required of the last 2 overs. It was just too much to ask for David Pieris. But it's been a really good game of cricket. It was a 7-over game. And we've had our fair share of entertainment here at Dharmapala College grounds here in Kot Tower. Or rather the Pun Pit here. 65 for 3. And Brandix, you can see their faces. You can see their expressions. And understand what it means to them. Their first win in this tournament after losing 3 games on the trot. They've come back strongly here. And they got 2 more games remaining in this tournament. So each team, they're supposed to play 6 games. This is their 4th game, Brandix. And they've finally got a win under their name. And this will definitely be a confidence booster heading into these last 2 games. Now this is how it looks. The Brandix batting card, Mushfiq Mulafar, 26 of 15. The start of the show with 2 4s and a 6. And then 18 for Leshan Amar Singh up at the top. And Shilan Rodrigo, 14 of 6 deliveries as well. So 65 for 3. And looking into the bowling card, Amila Javardhana did well in his first over. Gave away just 5 runs. Picked up a couple of wickets. And he finished things off with 2 for 9. And then Kasun Sanjay, 1 for 19 as well. It was just too much to ask for this bowling group, as they only had 64 runs to defend in 7 overs. So looking into the highlights of this innings, it was a good steady start for the Brandix. They started off well, got a couple of good hits all across the park to get into the minds of the fielders and of course the bowlers of David Pieris. The pressure was instantly transferred towards the bowlers and the fielding unit as they played some really good shots all around the park. And this was Amila. He was on a hat-trick in that over, picking up 2 wickets in 2 deliveries, but couldn't complete the hat-trick as Mushfiq really stood tall for his team, really made sure that they would finish things off properly. This was the wicket, Amilagi Kiyanagi, the last wicket to fall. But then from there onwards, they started off well and they finished things off well. Brandix with the ball, they started off well. And with the bat, they finished things off here at Dharmapala College grounds in Panpitiya to record their first win in this tournament. This was that moment, powerfully struck down the ground and a couple of runs to finish things off. Look at that. Look at what it means for the Brandix players. And as I'm as I mentioned earlier, they got a couple more games in this tournament, and they would definitely use this momentum, use this confidence to finish this tournament on a higher note. So David Pieris 64 for 8 in 7 overs, and Brandix chasing things in just 6.2 overs with Mushfiq Mulafar 26 off 15, and then a couple of wickets for Amila Jayawardene. So Brandix winning the match by 7 wickets. So hope you enjoyed this live coverage right here from the Pandipitiya Dharmapala College grounds. Brandix versus David Pieris, and Brandix recording their win. So we'll take a short break, and of course we have one more game coming up. So stay tuned with Sporty.lk, and hope you enjoyed our live coverage from Pandipitiya Dharmapala College grounds. Until we meet you again, it's goodbye from Pandipitiya.